Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Anguilla. We are here in the beta for Sim Update 12. We're going to have a little look here at the Cessna 172 G1000. And the reason we're flying this airplane today is because this is the one that they say has the constant fluid dynamics and all the fun and games. So this should be the one, that gives us, according to Microsoft, the most realistic experience that they offer right now in small airplanes. So let's have a look. Rotating beacon on, mixture rich. There is no carb heat. Master and battery switches on. Avionics master switches on. I don't know why. I did this last night and all the lights came on. I don't know why they do that. But anyway, let's see. Mixture's rich. Master and battery switches on. Let's crack the throttle. Fuel is on. There's still some lights on. There's like some weird unnatural light that's right there. Alright, and let's take a look outside, make sure there's nobody out here to kill or maim. Hand on the throttle at all times when you start an airplane. Engine turns over just fine. Magnetos back to both. Throttle to 1000 RPM. Let's take a look at our oil pressure. Oil pressure is good. Alright, so let's get over to 122.8 here. We are on VATSIM as we always are. And so a couple quick notes here. Alright, let's lean the mixture for taxi. Remember, you cannot lean the mixture too much. It is not possible. Alright, nav and strobe lights on, taxi light on, and let's release the parking brake, and let's get the airplane moving here. And this is something that I noticed. I flew like for about 10 minutes last night, and this is just I don't understand why. Look at this. I have no power in nothing, and the airplane is just, it's like it wants to spin around in a circle to the left. I just don't get it. I mean, I have full right rudder lock in right now. And well, somebody on the frequency. Still have full right rudder in. It's not making any difference. I don't. I remember this from last time I flew this airplane. I just don't quite understand what the story is. Anguilla traffic, Anguilla Cessna 172 Mike Romeo, taxiing to runway 11 via taxiway Bravo, Anguilla. I don't quite understand. I also don't understand why somebody is constantly pressing the mic key and not talking. But there's this weird. So, in addition to this being their constant fluid dynamics baby, this airplane also for Sim Update 12 beta, they have supposedly corrected the crosswind handling on the ground, which I take it to mean the kind of the rudder effectiveness. I don't know what else they could really change. I mean, they clearly didn't. I don't think meant to indicate that they changed the ground physics, because I don't know how you could change ground physics for one airplane. And I also don't understand. Perhaps, I don't know. Maybe they have worked on. And again, the airplane is just turning left. I have full right rudder, which should be nose wheel full right. In fact, and it is, and it makes no difference. Did you see that? The nose. Whoopsie, that's not what I meant to do. The nose wheel is full right, and look, the airplane's turning left. Full right. Okay, there's straight, there's full right, and it doesn't make any difference. So perfect. I'm not gonna bother with flight control checks and all this nonsense. Up and down, up, down. I'm just not gonna bother because I'm not gonna bother. And as soon as you take your feet off the brakes, the airplane just turns left. Just turns left. And it's I don't understand. Mixture rich.
Anyone give me a radar check, please. Golf Bravo 337.
Loud and clear.
That's affirmative, loud and clear for you, sir.
Alright, so yeah, the second you take your foot off the brakes, the airplane just starts turning left. Whether you have left rudder in, right rudder in, it doesn't matter. Anguilla traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo taking runway 11 for departure to the south, Anguilla. I don't see. Look at this. I have full right rudder. I don't understand. I don't understand. And then it straightens out, but it like straightens out only when the plane really gets moving and you let the power out. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm gonna not bother back taxiing. Runway looks clear. I don't mean to be so negative, but it's just kind of mystifying. I mean, if this is their way of like making you use right rudder on takeoff, because for the longest time it was left rudder on takeoff, which is the opposite of what it should be, and there was really nothing you could do about it. So maybe they've just done this, and now the plane just goes left no matter what you do. And that's their solution. I don't know. Heading indicator checks with the runway number. Mixture is rich. Everything's good. Takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set. Oil temperature and pressure in the green. And now I am giving a little bit of left rudder here to keep it on center line. Airspeed's alive. Accelerating normally. Now, in real life, I would have back taxied, but I mean, this is just, you know. And look at that. You see this right here, how far out the right rudder is. Yeah, I don't know about this. Let's get outside, get a look at our beloved Anguilla. Come back inside. 400 feet AGL will make our right turnout. Anguilla traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, right crosswind, departure off runway 11, climbing through 900 feet for 1500, departing to the south, Anguilla. I really don't want to make this a complaint fest. I don't like being super negative. Things look great. Performance is alright. I mean, really, it looks very nice. It looks very pretty. I noticed last night that the clouds looked awesome, and I've read some things on the forums that I've been kicked out of that the other people had the same feeling. 1,500 feet, push the nose over, pull the power back until you hear a definite reduction in RPM and engine sound.
Barts Fail traffic, Cessna 2152. They're in left-hand circuits on downwind leg to runway 10. Touch and goes left-hand circuits. Golf Bravo 337.
He's not telling anybody what airport he's at, but I guess it's an airport somewhere. So it's amazing how if you just do it by ear, if you just reduce the power by ear when you're leveling off, you'll almost always get it just spot on. It's really kind of uncanny. You just wait until you hear that distinct reduction in sound. It's almost always spot on. 2400 is what I was shooting for. So now let's talk a little bit about the meat and potatoes of Sim Update 12. So as I mentioned, they've talked about the ground handling. I want to see if I can get the wind. Yeah, there we go. I like wind option 3. That's perfect. And then when you wind option 3. Okay, I like wind option 3. That gives me this thing right here. Gives me direction and gives me wind direction and speed. Now the other thing that they have done is they've implemented a user assistance setting for turbulence. This is the realistic setting.
I'll follow me, type Cessna 172, Golf Bravo 337, on final for runway 10, touch and goes, left-hand circuits.
So their version of realistic is that when you go over that in a Cessna 172, that your airplane will climb 1,000 feet per minute. That is not my version of realistic. It's not my version of realistic. So I'll show you real quick. So it's in the assistance options, piloting, and right here they've got turbulence. You can do turbulence, which is either realistic or medium to low. And you can see if medium to low, real-world turbulence values are reduced and the wind direction and speed becomes more stable. Thermals will still be present, but also more consistent. Realistic is turbulence is simulated with accurate intensity for the current altitude, weather, and environment. This has been something that's been discussed ad nauseum, you know, in the piloting, in the sim community. I know that. I don't think it's possible really to get to a situation where everybody agrees that it's realistic, right? People have different experiences, people fly in different places, in different environments, etc., etc.
Bartholomew traffic, type Cessna 152, going round. Golf Bravo 337.
I don't believe that you can realistically tell me that going over a little strip of dirt in the middle of the water is going to shoot an airplane up 1,000 feet per minute. I just don't believe that. So I've always kind of been on the side of saying that I think it's overdone. But that's what we're here to find out, right? So we'll go over, see right there at my 11 o'clock, there's the light, see the landing light, I assume, from this guy doing circuits over at St. Bart's. So I'll grab my iPad and find out. And this airplane is just constantly climbing and turning. I don't know Why? I think it's a good thing in any event that they have put in a you know, people talked about a slider to, you know, increase or decrease whatever the intensity was. They haven't done that, but they've essentially said low, medium, and high. Low, medium, high is my interpretation of what it is. I find that this is high in terms of turbulence. I flew this airplane before. I'm not a real big fan of the 172. I like the 172. Here's like a light that is emanating out of nowhere. Like, can anybody tell me where this light is from? I like the 172 more than the Piper Archer. But I like the 152 more than the 172. And there is no... rudder trim available on this airplane. So I will simply continue turning left. For the balance of my natural life, it does seem. Alright. And there is a gentleman from the United Kingdom over here visiting us. He's doing pattern work there at St. Barts. And we might have just overflown a fly. Oh yeah, look at that. See that?
St. Bartholomew traffic. Touch Cessna 152 on final for runway 10. Golf Bravo 337.
And St. Bart's traffic. Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo. About 5 mile left base for 10. I have landing traffic in sight.
Yeah, roger that. Sorry I didn't get your call sign. Sorry about that.
No worries, all good. Did you see that? Did you see that like massive upset? And I was like kidding. I'm like, we just went over a fly. That's what caused that huge pitch upset. Go back and watch that. Go back and watch that and see what happened. It's just, I don't know. I will keep a positive mindset. I will keep a positive mindset. I promise. Alright.
Cessna 152 clear of runway 10, doing left-hand circuits. Golf Bravo 337. Climbing to 500 feet.
And St. Bart's traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, 3 mile left base, runway 10, St. Bart's. And we'll come back to about 2100 on the RPM here, start slowing the airplane down. Put in that first notch of flaps, we're below the flap speed of 115. So we'll keep that nose down, keep the airplane climbing. And now we'll keep the nose up to keep that airplane from descending. Alright, we don't want to do that either. 1,500 feet is where I want to be.
St. Bart's traffic, 172 Cessna on the downwind leg of runway 10 for left-hand circuits. I'll extend the downwind leg and let you do the landing. Golf Bravo 337.
Roger that. St. Bart's traffic. Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo turning a 3-mile final runway 10. St. Bart's. And now we'll come back to. I want to come back to 1700 on the RPM. And once we drift into below 85 knots, then I'm going to put in that second notch of flaps. Keep that nose down. Come back to 1500. Alright. Bring out just a little bit more power because I want to bleed off some of this speed. So I'm high and I'm a little faster than I want to be. So, alright. St. Bart's traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, short final, runway 10, St. Bart's. And this will be a full stop for 172 Mike Romeo.
Yeah, so that Cessna 172, Golf Bravo 337 on turn onto base leg for runway 10, Golf Bravo 337.
Okay. And pulling some power out now. Pulling some more power out now. Power is completely out. Okay. Not going around. And St. Bart's traffic. Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo going around. 10 St. Bart's. Positive rate of climb. Bring up that one first.
Hey, so that's Cessna 172, Golf Bravo 337 in a Cessna 152, turning on to final for runway 10, St. Bart's. Touch and go left hand circuits, Golf Bravo 337.
Kind of wonder whether I want to bother again. Or maybe just go over and make a.
Yeah, if I'm not traffic, I have visual in the sight. Golf Bravo 337.
I want aviate, navigate, communicate, Mike. And St. Bart's traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, left downwind runway 10, St. Bart's. So.
Yeah, roger that, Mike Romeo. I have aircraft in sight. Golf Bravo 337 on final. Runway 10, left hand circuits, touch and goes.
Alright. Still don't have them in sight, but. Let's see. Traffic in sight for 172 Mike Romeo. Okay, and it's really not your priority, you know. I mean, I've got them on the system over here, so it's really not my priority to make sure I've got them in sight. My priority is flying my own airplane.
Yeah, Mike Romeo. When do I call for the short on final?
I usually call it right about when I hit the right when you're reaching the land, right when you hit where the land meets the sea. It's about where I call it.
Okay, thanks for that. Nice one.
It's a long explanation, but you get it.
I get you, mate. Yeah, thanks very much. St. Bart's traffic on short final for runway 10, Golf Bravo 337. Touch and goes left hand circuits.
And let's see here. And I'm kind of out of my rhythm here because I'm paying more attention to what's going on outside of the airplane. Well, I mean, which has merit, but I'm gonna let him have his go here. And
St. Barts traffic, type Cessna 152, clear of runway 10, left-hand circuits, Golf Bravo 337.
yeah, St. Barts traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo turning a 3-mile final, runway 10, St. Barts. Now, come down to 1500 on the RPM and really get this airplane slowed down. And it's not slowing down. Alright, there's second notch. I like this a little better. I'm a little slower, which is nice. And St. Barts traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, short final 10, St. Barts. I want to be at max about 70 knots right now. And power's all the way out. Because I can just tell it's floating. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Who knows? Nah. St. Barts traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, going around 10, left crosswind departure. Alright.
Hey, for that Mike Romeo, Golf Bravo 337 on final for runway 10, touch and goes left-hand circuits.
Positive rate of climb.
Yeah, I've got a visual on you, Mike Romeo, Golf Bravo 337.
Roger, I'll be making a left downwind departure to the north. I have displayed my incompetence, and I'll go back to St. Martin.
Okay, on that one. Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle with the Skyhawk at this one. I don't think I'd be able to stop this one, to be fair. I'm in the 152.
Yeah, I'm testing the new thermals and stuff for the Sim Update 12 from Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it's a bit touchy, but enjoy the rest of your day.
And you, sir. Been great flying with you.
Same here. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe I'm too fast. Maybe I was too high. I don't know. I do know that.
St. Barts traffic, Golf Bravo 337 on short final, runway 10. Full stop landing.
I do know that a good friend of mine that flies Islanders in here, he will tell you he'd rather be too high. You know, I didn't try to slip. I just didn't. Frankly, just didn't want to. I'm not really. I'm not somebody who is comfortable with a forward slip in real life. I don't like cross controlling airplanes near the ground. Criticize me if you will. It's you know, I'd rather go around. You know, I'd just rather go around. I understand that there's an argument against that you should be comfortable to do that, and that it's something you might have to do. And for commercial pilot level of flying, that is true. You have to be comfortable with cross controlling the plane, with slipping, and again these upsets. But I mean, I kind of feel like if I'm trying to have to slip the plane into St. Bart's, then I'm not doing something right, you know. And I've, you know, my friend who flies Islanders in there, he said he's got a couple rules for St. Bart's. First rule is he only does it once. If he can't get the plane on the end, and mind you, this is a guy who's got 5,000 hours in Islanders. He can put that plane on.
St. Bart's traffic, Golf Bravo 337, clear of runway 10.
He can put that airplane on a dime. If you put a dime out on the runway and tell him to put his left wheel on that dime landing, he can do it. He's just unbelievable. But he says he tries St. Bart's once, and if he can't get it down the first try, he's going back to where he came from. He's also told me that he has had full left-right control lock, in other words, full left-right yoke, going through that B there, from having turbulence so bad. In other words, just going full left, full right, just to try to control the airplane. That the turbulence can be that bad. So, again, you know, I'm just not going to go trying to slip and cross control an airplane going through that little nook. You know, I'm just not doing it. I don't think it's a very wise way to fly. Now, the other thing that kind of strikes me here, and maybe it's not true. This feels like the airplane is very pitch up to be in level flight, but I guess it doesn't really look that way from this perspective, does it? It just feels very pitch up for an airplane that's in level flight. And that's kind of reinforced. Maybe it should be up. Maybe I should be at 2,500 RPM. Maybe that's it. You know, I don't know what the normal cruise power setting of this airplane is. Grandcast traffic. Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo is 10 miles to the south, be a left downwind, runway 10, Grandcast. And I know it's not runway 10, so you don't have to tell me that. I just can't remember what runway it is. Alright. It's runway 12. Maybe 2,500 is more what this airplane likes. So this is our realistic test. Now I've got basically the settings maxed right now. This is 400 terrain level of detail and what is it, 200 object level of detail, I forget, but basically maxed out right now. And, I mean, everything looks beautiful, you know. Everything looks beautiful. And Grand Cast traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo is overflying the departure end of runway 12 at 1,500 feet, entering a left downwind for runway 12 Grand Cast. Anytime you fly across the departure path of an airport, you should always announce. Well, first of all, you should never do it. But in this case, you really don't have any choice. Normally, you'd want to overfly the midpoint of the runway, but you can't really do that in this case, you know. Yeah, I suppose you can. I love how you can see the all the beach chairs on the beach down there. I mean, that's wild. This is stock scenery. I mean, it's just amazing to me. And see, here we go. 800,000 feet climb. I'm going over that. 1,000 foot per minute climb. I'm going over that. Which I think is excessive. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine about the merits, the pluses and minuses of Microsoft Flight Simulator versus other simulators right now. I can't trade this. I just can't trade it. You know, I mean, whether you're flying IFR, VFR, I mean, this is just stunning. And I just can't go back to 2010 graphics. I just can't do it, you know. Right there is a resort that used to be called something Blue. That's the first place I ever put my feet in the Caribbean Sea. Right in that cove in there. And that's the moment in my life when I realized, what have you been missing? What have you been missing all this time? Alright. You can't hear the sound of the flaps coming in, which I find a little bit weird. Grand Cast traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, 3 mile left base, runway 12 Grand Cast. Hopefully nobody realizes that I am only now figuring out which runway I'm landing on. You know? Nobody's perfect, right? But I mean, these visuals are just, they're just too good. They're just too good to give up. So, you know, they're just too good to give up. Grand Cast traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, turning a 3 mile left base, 3 mile final, runway 12 Grand Cast. It's not 3 miles, it's probably 2. And again, I feel very pitch up for for the flight attitude that I'm kind of going for here.
$500.
Grandcast traffic, Skyhawk 172 Mike Romeo, short final runway 12 Grandcast. I'm a little bit high. I'm okay with that. Time to get ready on these rudders. A little bit of a crosswind. Airspeed is good. I need the power coming out because I am now really high. That dance over the little territory, right? You know, the beach and the waterfront of the town right there is more realistic than I think it felt. A couple sim updates ago, power's all the way out. Relatively decent crosswind landing there. Just try to keep the, you know, what I just did is the classic mistake, which is letting the crosswind correction out. I want to see if you actually can. I don't think you can turn right in this airplane. I don't think you can. Full right deflection and now right toe brake to swing it around. Which, I mean, you shouldn't use your brake to swing it there. But this is full right rudder right now. And it's sort of, I don't know, very odd. It's just an odd feeling. Just a very odd feeling. And this is what you should be doing. This should be a full crosswind correction into the wind. And you also shouldn't be going as slow as I'm going. Maybe I'm just completely incompetent and you're supposed to... and the plane is very reactive to crosswind controls. It's possible. So now the airplane is just going right. I have neutral rudders right now. The airplane is just going right. I don't know. I'm sort of at a loss as to what's going on. And again, now the plane won't turn left. Maybe it's just very, very reactive to any wind. That's possible, I guess, right? But I mean, like, for example, I'm just having to push full right rudder and toe brake to get any sort of ground control. I think and you see how it's just kind of drifting? It's just kind of drifting. I think that wind is wreaking havoc with the tail. It's kind of my feeling, maybe, what's going on. Very kind of unusual feeling. I don't know. I don't have any feel for this airplane. So, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, performance-wise, this is really my first flight in the beta. Seems fine. Idle cutoff, throttle is idle. Let's put on the parking brake. turn all our lights off. Avionics master off before the mags. Turn the mags off. Master switch is off. Come outside real quick. I don't have any feeling for this airplane. It doesn't seem to consistently respond to the flight controls. It could be very, very sensitive to the wind on the tail. That's possible. And maybe you have to be, just completely conscious and aware of what that wind is doing, which isn't totally unrealistic. Although I think the wind would have to be blowing pretty hard to get the airplane to turn hard right. Um, the instant the wheels are rolling, and to kind of overcome a full rudder correction. I don't know. It doesn't seem to me realistic, but I guess that's just my opinion. People's opinions can differ. I'll show you my settings here real quick before we go. Terrain level of detail 400, objects level detail 200, ultra. Everything's on ultra. Motion blur, which I refer to as vomit mode, is off. I don't even begin to understand why anybody would turn that on, but that's neither here nor there. So here it is. This is the Sim Update 12 beta, realistic, so to speak. So I'm gonna stick with this airplane. I'm gonna give it a shot on low turbulence, because that's the opposite end of the spectrum, and we'll see what it does. So see you back shortly.